You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Good morning, up to February 9th, and it is, by the way, Friday.
It is Friday, and not only is it just a Friday, but it's made even better because it's also National Pizza Day. So in my head, I'm celebrating that also. Just later for later today.
Good to know that. Good morning, John Scalzi.
Good morning to you guys. Oh my gosh, Friday and National Pizza Day on the same day. It couldn't be any better, but it is because the commute this morning is absolutely perfect as well. So it's a triple header this morning. We have 60s as you head out to work this morning, 70s as you return home, and none of the things we track are going to be a problem this morning. Rain, fog, temps, wind, all look great. So it's going to be a nice start to the day, and it should be a beautiful day at that. Temperatures across the region generally maybe a degree or two cooler than they were 24 hours ago, but generally on track with about the same temperatures in the 60s right now, mid to upper 60s. And the thing is, the humidity may be a little bit less, so it feels a little better. We have a lot of sunshine mixed with fair weather clouds in store for you today, and really through the weekend, temperatures are going to remain warm, coming in at about 81 today. Maybe an isolated late day shower. That's the worst of it. The complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. First off, in Manatee County, nothing much to speak of besides a little built up there at the bend of the road where 684 turns into 41 and heads south, or north rather, into Bradenton. The next map will show us a little build up there on 41 northbound around Fruitville. Otherwise pretty clear. And then our South County map shows us a little bit of build up northbound on 41 as you head toward the 681 bypass. And the streets are getting busier every minute. You can check up to the minute traffic updates right on our phone. Just download our app by searching WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store.
Well, a busy and dangerous intersection near a Manatee County community is still causing problems. Many serious accidents at this intersection on State Road 64 heading into the Greyhawk Landing development. Now, one of the crashes even killed a resident. Now people that live there are pushing for a traffic signal at the intersection.
What's happening lately is it's 3 and 4 car accidents, which puts everybody's life in jeopardy. And we have so many young drivers too in Greyhawk, and that makes it even more difficult.
It's been a constant danger. We're all a bit afraid leaving the intersection every morning, especially if you're turning left. It's almost it's a death trap is probably the best way to put it.
FDOT tells us that they are aware of the concerns that residents have. They're going to be coming up with an interim solution in the coming weeks. Now, a long-term solution is a roundabout at the intersection, which they say is still a few years away there. And tax season is in full swing. Now, if you haven't filed those W-2s just yet, the IRS is urging you not to wait until that peak time to file.
Our Marla Spence joins us now live from Newtown, where they have a plan to file taxes for free this season. Marla?
Yeah, if you haven't submitted your taxes and you're waiting for that perfect time, the IRS says you should do so before the busiest time of tax season, which is the weekend of President's Day. The IRS explains that the time they see a surge of tax returns coming to the IRS, making it hard to answer any questions or concerns, is February 20th. The IRS issues 9 out of 10 refunds in less than 21 days, and many times can't answer any questions until that 21-day period has ended. So here are a few ways filers can avoid the rush this season. It's advised you file as soon as possible. If you can't file as soon as possible, it is advised that you make an extension, and this will help you avoid any penalties. Also, using and navigating the entire IRS website can help you answer any questions you may have concerning your tax returns, and those questions could be anything from tracking your refund to answering any tax questions. Now, coming up at 5:30, we are going to be explaining to those who don't have the money to file the taxes or may be having some questions or concerns about an organization that is willing to lend out a helping hand this tax season and help those tax filers file their taxes absolutely free. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Marla. Well, a scam alert this morning. This one calls for you to deposit thousands of dollars from what appears to be a legitimate check. So here's how it works. You get a letter in the mail inviting you to make extra money as a paid mystery shopper in your area. Sounds like a great deal. You soon receive a large check that looks real with instructions to deposit the check into your account and then wire all but a couple $100s back to the company. Now, it looks like the money is supposed to cover your purchases at the store that you're supposed to be mystery shopping at. But of course, a few days later, that check bounces and you are out of cash. Remember, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
Often the case. Well, while you slept, the federal government shut down despite a major bipartisan budget deal.
Here's a live look at the Capitol building, where the lapse in funding is not expected to last for long, though. ABC's Kenneth Moten tells us what the next step is.
Overnight, high-wire drama on Capitol Hill. Congress failed to fund the government by midnight, sparking the second shutdown in less than a month. The reason? Conservative Senator Rand Paul's issue with the sweeping 2-year budget deal that comes with a $500 billion price tag.
This is exploding. This deficit is exploding, and there isn't the alarm you should see.
For hours, Paul held up a vote on the bipartisan agreement brokered by Senate leaders.
My friend and colleague from Kentucky does not join the president in supporting the bill. And it's his right, of course, to vote against the bill, but I would argue that it's time to vote.
Just before 2 a.m., the sole opposition stepped aside, making way for a vote. The Senate passing the bill 71-28.
With an amendment is agreed to.
Moving to the House, another fight against the huge increase in spending.
You get some things you like, you give the other side things they like.
The budget deal boosts defense and domestic spending, includes billions for infrastructure, opioid treatment, and the Children's Health Insurance Program.
This spending bill is a debt junkie's dream.
House Democrats are demanding a firm commitment for a vote to resolve the fate of those young undocumented immigrants, the Dreamers.
We have our beliefs, and we're willing to fight for them, and we're willing to fight for them on the floor of the House.
This shutdown is expected to be brief. Really brief. The House is scheduled to vote to approve the budget deal later this morning. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Turns out Russian hackers did manage to breach U.S. voter registrations in several states, not Florida, according to Homeland Security. At least 5 counties in Florida were targeted by Russian hackers through email. Hillsborough, Pasco, Citrus, and Clay County confirmed they got emails that say they didn't open them. The one county that did was Volusia County, and they said they did not open the attached document that would have breached their system.
Well, 45 Russian athletes will not compete in the Pyeongchang Olympics, losing an appeal to sport's highest court overnight. They and 2 coaches wanted the court to overturn that decision made by the International Olympic Committee over doping concerns.
Meantime, on the ice, 2-time U.S. champion skater Nathan Chen struggled in the team short program, but still took 4th place for the U.S. The 18-year-old from Salt Lake City failed to land his triple axel jump, ouch, but he did make history by landing the first ever quad flip in the Olympic Games. We'll have additional updates on the Olympic Games next hour in our 6 o'clock newscast. In other sports news, it is Wade County again, not Dade County. NBA player Dwayne Wade is back home in Miami. The Cleveland Cavaliers traded him back to the Miami Heat in a surprising deal in exchange for second-round picks. The 36-year-old Chicago native left Miami 2 years ago. He and his wife seemed happy to be back, and even the sign above the road there said, "Welcome back." Even this sign seemed quite pleased at the Miami International Airport. Back in this area, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies came face-to-face with an alligator at a supermarket parking lot. Look at this. The Sheriff's Office posted this video on social media of the 2 deputies wrangling the 4-foot gator. He found his way to the Winn-Dixie parking lot on Fruitville Road in the Target Plaza. They wrestled him for a couple minutes before tied him up and put him in the back of their squad car. And this is a live look at the big top setup for the Circus Arts Conservatory near UTC. It's going on right now, and it'll continue through the weekend.
That's right, Circus Sarasota, and you and I are both going to be out there during the weekend. We are honorary ringmasters this weekend. I'll be out there Saturday at 2 o'clock, and then you're Sunday, right?
Be there Sunday, yeah, I think 1 o'clock on Sunday.
All right, going to put on the big fancy shiny coat, be your official ringmaster for the day.
Kind of a bucket list thing, isn't it?
All right, it's kind of cool.
Get out there and yell
Looking
for a little bit.
forward to it.
All right. Still ahead, the latest and first alert traffic and the weekend forecast, and the Dow is down for the 2nd time this week. What that means for you and what the experts are predicting.
And coming up a little later in the hour, good news for Amazon Prime members. A new service at that site is going to be launching this week. Stick around, we'll have it for you next.
Join ABC7 at the all-new 2018 edition of Circus Sarasota. Ovation under the big top at Nathan Benderson Park behind the mall at UTC. Friday, February 9th through Sunday, March 4th. All opening weekend tickets are 20% off, courtesy of ABC7. To purchase your discount tickets, visit circusarts.org, the Circus Sarasota box office at the Big Top, or call 941-355-9805.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Now, your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at the Cortez Bridge webcam, put it into motion, and what do you see? Well, what you don't see is fog. We don't have that fog issue this morning, and the reason is we've got some slightly drier air that's moved in, plus we have a wind shift now coming in out of the east. Any fog, sea fog, will be blown back out into the Gulf waters. So it's a beautiful commute for you this morning with a 64-degree air temperature. A few fair weather clouds around. We'll be battling those clouds, I think, most of the day today and a lot of the weekend, actually. And it's not going to be completely cloudy, but it will be a sun-cloud mix throughout the day. East wind comes in at about 13. We'll watch that shift a little bit more northerly as we head into the later part of the afternoon. 63-degree dew point. Those values are similar to what they were yesterday, except for that wind shift. Frontal boundary located out in Atlantic waters, really stretching out into Gulf waters, becoming kind of a stationary front right over central Florida, over us right now. Otherwise, we have a couple of low-pressure areas to the north of us. And if you're traveling today and heading to the Chicago airport, just expect some delays. They're getting very heavy snowfall there now with this little clipper system moving off into the north and to the east. The frontal boundaries associated with this system are really not impacting us today. We have this front that's kind of pulled up as a warm front. It came through actually yesterday as a cold front. Now it's returning north as a warm front. It's basically going to become stationary and eventually just wash away across central Florida. But it will bring us these clouds that you'll see around. Also, that strong easterly wind will pick up moisture from the Atlantic and kind of sling it back in this direction in a fashion that could produce a few isolated sprinkles. Still, it will be warm all weekend, well above average. Yesterday, we were well above average in the 80s, and the average temperature for this time of year, 80, is 72, 73. So we'll see that trend of warm afternoon temperatures all weekend long. Look at the snowfall totals. Around the Chicago area, you can pick up as much as, well, half a foot of snow. And as you move into Detroit, as much as a foot. Lake effect snows are going to be very heavy along this belt, right along the central and eastern Great Lakes. And it's going to be a slow go in places like Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago today. And of course, if Chicago backs up, then that's a major airport hub, so a lot of other airports will as well. Just a very slow go for your morning commute. Northwest wind comes in at about 5 knots today. That north wind will continue on this evening, shifting a little more easterly as we head into the overnight. That should bring us 2-foot seas and just a light chop on bay and inland waters, with the water temperature now at about 65. The forecast looks pretty good, I think. We'll have a daytime high today that tops out about 81. And again, that 20% chance of showers, but don't worry about it. It's not going to be a very heavy rainfall. It'll be sprinkles, maybe a few passing showers, and most of them will be in inland areas, dying out before they get to the coastline. And by this evening, that threat will have mostly just vanished, and we'll be left with some pretty nice overnight skies. Over the course of the next couple of days, we'll look for temperatures that'll again hover in the 80s, a 20% chance of showers Sunday, and then Monday 82 as we head into next week and into Valentine's Day. We'll continue with that warm weather trend right straight into Thursday. Back to you guys.
All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there this morning at 5:16. Running pretty smooth out there today. We don't have that fog that we've seen a couple days this week, so it's looking pretty good out on the roads. A little bit of a slowdown there at Fruitville Road and a little bit of congestion on Bee Ridge, but not too much to see. A little bit of congestion on South 41 as well. If you're heading into South County again, that looks pretty good out there as well. Smooth running, just a little bit of a slowdown there near Northport on southbound 41. Other than that, it's looking pretty good out there.
In this week's Dream 18, a popular golf course in northeast Manatee County.
That's right. ABC 7's Bob Harrigan swung by Buffalo Creek Course in Palmetto.
Well, welcome to another edition of Dream 18 here at Buffalo Creek in Manatee County in Palmetto. And joining me now is the GM, Ryan Henderson. Ryan, good seeing you again.
Great to see you, Bob.
Hey, we got a great hole here. What do we got?
This is our number 10 hole. It's a par 4, plays about 375 yards. We're at an elevated tee. Today it might play a little longer as we're into the wind a little bit. But great hole.
It looks like it. Let's go give it a shot.
Sounds great.
All right. I lost it.
Dead center, maybe a little further back, but good looking shot.
That's important. Ron Garl Design. You guys got that. Now, I just met and talked to Ron Garl. He redid Heritage Oaks, I believe it was, in Sarasota County.
Absolutely.
Had a chance to interview him and talk to him. He remembered me because he redid the Meadows as well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's got courses all over the world.
He really does.
Yeah, so it's a great layout here.
Great layout.
All right. So I left myself some trouble here.
Well, you've got about 195 into the green. You've got a little headwind. Kind of plays uphill a little bit.
Well, let me see if I can do something with this, the big stick here. I'm going to have to pull out the big stick on this one. 100 and what'd you say?
You got 195 to the flag.
Okay.
Boy, it looks good. Looks real good. I think it just snuck up there on the front edge.
Yeah, it's on the right side. Long way away to go, but hey, I made it.
That's really good looking shot.
On and reg. That's what I'm talking about, right? No, it's too hard. It's too hard. Oh! But I got to make a long putt for a par, huh? Nope. Ah, man. Just missed it, but it's a good putt.
Good putt.
18 inches past the hole is always good. Dylan Dross, the head superintendent out here. Great course, good shape. How's the rest of the holes?
The rest of the holes are looking great. Everything's overseeded from tee to fairway around the greens. Green speeds up, so everything's in a good shape right now.
And it's looking good, too.
Yep.
Really quite nice. Thank you very much. Ryan, appreciate it.
Great to have you as always, Bob.
Thanks for joining us for another round of Dream 18.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, you may soon be able to disapprove something on Facebook. Could the dislike button that we've been waiting all these years for finally be coming?
Uh-oh. And next half hour, millions of mosquitoes are being released into the wild in South Florida. Why you shouldn't be worried when we come back.
Arts Conservatory for Circa Sarasota is going to be taking place over the weekend. You're seeing performer A.J. Silver there working the lasso.
Very nice.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Everyone likes the 2018 Honda Civic. For $169 a month, you made Civic a best-selling compact car in America. You like Civic's 5-star safety ratings, and that KBB.com named Civic a best buy and the most awarded car. Get the 2018 Civic at a payment you'll love. $169 a month today at your local Honda dealer.
Honda, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it.
Here's a live shot of the Rosemary District. Looks like some fog up there. We'll check that with John in a few minutes. 64 degrees on the outside right now. Should be a nice day. High of 81 degrees by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Not bad here on the Suncoast. It's 5:22 on your Friday morning. If you get a chance and you're on Facebook, stop by our respective pages. We upload fresh daily content every day. Get behind-the-scene peeks at ABC7 right there on Facebook, and also we're on Twitter as well, and Instagram, so when you get a chance, make sure you stop by and check that out. Welcome back. We are going to talk about the Dow. Everyone is talking about the Dow right now. Dow fell by more than 1,000 points for the second time in a week yesterday. Yesterday's drop followed Monday's loss of almost 1,100 points and officially put the three largest market indicators, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, all into the red for the year. So now the stock market is in a correction or reverse trend, 10% off its record high just 2 weeks ago.
All right, well, information. More traders on Wall Street near the Federal Reserve will start aggressively raising interest rates in order to fight off inflation. Analysts say the market is in a typical correction. And Harley-Davidson is recalling about 250,000 motorcycles because of a problem with the brakes, which can cause those brakes to fail without warning. Now, the motorcycle retailer says the problem can be fixed by simply flushing out the brake fluid, and dealerships will be performing that service at no cost to those owners. Now, the models that are involved are the 2008 to 2011 Touring, the CVO Touring, and the VRSC. Now, so far, there have been about 43 complaints. 3 accidents and 2 injuries were reported because of those braking problems. Well, it's not exactly a thumbs down, but Facebook is testing a new feature that signals you don't approve of something.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook is now testing a downvote button.
But don't call it a dislike button. Facebook says it's for feedback on comments that users find offensive or misleading.
Facebook executives have reportedly said in the past a dislike button would sow too much negativity.
Twitter has turned a profit for the first time in its 12-year history.
It caused shares of the company to surge. Twitter's CEO also says users are not tweeting longer messages after the character limit was increased to 280. The typical tweet has remained the same length, less than 50 characters. And KFC and Taco Bell are teaming up with Grubhub.
They're testing the app to get deliveries to their customers. Those tests are only in a few locations right now, but they are expected to expand over the next few months.
What could be better?
Fast food right at your front door.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Wish.com.
On Wish I got a watch.
And I got a game.
On Wish I got headphones with a big brand name.
And I got a TV that's too good to explain.
On Wish I got a phone.
And I got a case.
On Wish I got some speakers with extra bass.
And I got a cleaner that doesn't leave a trace. Whoa, my heart just sings. On Wish there's amazing things.
Get factory direct deals on amazing things on Wish. Download the Wish app and save.
I found out the hard way. Not all washes take care of intimate odor.
Now I know better. Vagisil Odor Block Wash helps stop odor before it starts for 24 hours of odor protection. So get more from your wash. Get all-day freshness. Vagisil.
Hey, allergy muddlers, are you one sneeze away from being voted out of the carpool? Try Zyrtec. It starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Stick with Zyrtec and muddle no more.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
If we don't straighten out our border, we don't have a country. Without borders, we don't have a country. So would I shut it down over this issue? Yes.
President Trump says he would shut down the government if both sides can't agree on immigration. Can Republicans and Democrats finally work together? I'm Alan Cohn. There's no shutting us down. Meet me at the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a huge announcement from Moat Marine Aquarium and just how much money it could bring to our area.
Scrap for cash and got to get your taxes done. We're telling you about an organization that's lending out a helping hand to help you file for free.
And a Northport Senior High School student is under arrest. Why students shouldn't be concerned of any threats on campus today. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you on this Friday morning. Welcome back. It is 5:30. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. February the 9th. Little breezy out there, but still pretty mild.
Yes. 80s in the forecast today.
Oh, I love that.
Love this so much.
We were cold since mid-December and now back to 81.
What month is this?
I know.
Seriously.
Love it.
All week long it's going to be in the 80s. I mean, that's really remarkable.
Good.
The flow across the United States is going to go zonal on us, and that means that there's no cold air that can sink south across our region. It's going to be all west to east, no north-south motion in the atmosphere. That's kind of good for us today because it establishes an easterly wind flow, and that easterly wind flow is kind of taking all the sea fog that was around yesterday and threatened the Suncoast as well and pushes it back out to sea. So we get a little bit of cloud cover around here. Yes, we do, but the Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows that we still have some pretty good visibility out there, and the morning commute should be fine with regards to all of the factors that we track. The rain, the fog, the temperatures, winds, all look pretty good this morning. Temperatures across the region generally in the mid-60s most everywhere. I think that's where we'll hold probably as we head into the next couple of hours. A little bit of cloud cover around, that is true, but we'll have enough sunshine poking through to continue boosting our temperatures again today at about 81 for a daytime high. Slight chance of a shower, not a big deal. We'll discuss that and the implications for the weekend in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking traffic right now. You'll notice the right side of your screen toward the top, State Road 64, east of the interstate, some congestion as you head eastbound away from Bradenton. Otherwise, pretty clear so far, besides some blips there at 70 and 301. Farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll check that map and find out that the 41 Mound area at 301 bypass, some congestion there. Also 41 southbound as you head toward Proctor. South County still a lagging issue there, 41 northbound as you leave Nokomis and head toward that 681 bypass.
All right, need to get those taxes done, but maybe you don't have the cash to pay a tax preparer this year? Well, one local organization on the Suncoast is going to help you solve that problem.
Details on that now from Marla Spence, who is live in Newtown with the story. Marla, good morning.
If you earned less than $66,000 last year, you can file your taxes for free by a certified IRS volunteer. Now, that program helping people here on the Suncoast help prepare taxes for free is called the VITA program or the Volunteer Income Tax System program. It's all through United Way and the Manatee Community Action Agency. There are about 22 locations here on the Suncoast, including the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. All locations are between Manatee and Sarasota County for those who need assistance and a helping hand this season. Now, if you think you need this service, a few things that you need to bring to any of those 22 locations is last year's tax return, your social security card, and a photo ID. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to be telling you how you can file your taxes a little bit easier and how to make that process easy for you if you plan to file on your own. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. If you're heading out the door anytime soon, but you still want to catch these stories, you can watch us live on your commute. Just download our app by searching WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store. New this morning, a Northport High School student is in custody after police say he threatened to harm other students. Last night, the police department received several tips that a student was making threats on social media. Police say they looked into it and arrested the teen responsible. Police said they are confident that the issue has been resolved, that the campus is indeed safe. Moat Marine announced a massive project to build a new aquarium at Nathan Benderson Park.
This is huge. Now, this is what Moat's new state-of-the-art aquarium could look like by the end of 2021. Kind of like a spaceship meets aquarium. This thing is amazing. The state-of-the-art facility will double the size of Moat's current aquarium and generate an estimated $28 million a year. Now, that aquarium will be built on current county-owned land at Nathan Benderson Park. It's expected to draw about 700,000 visitors in its first year alone. Now, that move allows Moat to expand its research facilities at its current City Island location. It's also going to be offering free interactive teaching labs to area students to inspire more marine education. They hope to break ground on this new aquarium by the end of 2019. And the Sarasota YMCA is on the road to recovery after Hurricane Irma, thanks to an award from the Community Foundation of Sarasota County. Now, the Y received $15,000 through the Hurricane Irma Relief and Recovery Fund to help pay for any property damage at YMCA facilities. Now, the Sarasota Y program serves around 50,000 people in the area of Sarasota.
Manatee Technical College is introducing a new way to learn about science. MTC is the first technical college in the state to use something called the anatomage technology. It's for students taking classes in anatomy and physiology. It's like an 8-foot-long iPad that lets students move within all parts of the anatomy with a touch of a screen. The school says this life-size table is the most technologically advanced tool available for anatomy education. Right now, it's available for EMT and paramedic students, but they hope to integrate it into other healthcare programs as well.
And mosquitoes were released in masses in South Florida, but it's not a bad thing. It's all in an effort to actually help reduce Zika and other illnesses. Now, the male mosquitoes are infected with bacterial infections that will combat diseases that are found in the female mosquitoes. Now, that goal is to have them mate with each other so it cancels out those diseases.
So we're releasing many thousands of sterile males, or I should say effectively sterile males. Those matings, when they take place, none of the progeny survive.
Wow, now between now and then there's going to be around almost a billion mosquitoes will be released in South Miami.
A fourth person has been hit by a new high-speed train that began running last month on Florida's East Coast. The Sun Sentinel reports a man was taken to the hospital last night. Police say the man appears to have suffered a broken arm when a Brightline train hit him near Fort Lauderdale. They didn't say how the man was hit. You might recall last month a Brightline train struck and killed a man on a bicycle. A week earlier, a woman ducked under the gate and she was killed. A pedestrian survived being hit by the train. Brightline has put out several statements urging people not to try to race a train.
Well, a boy desperate for a stuffed toy crawled into one of those claw-style arcade games to get one, and you guessed it, he got stuck. It happened at a restaurant in Titusville. Store security right here. Video shows it happening, though it's a little hard to make it out. Now, 2 or 3 kids with their parents nearby first investigate the machine, like, let's take a look at it. Then, as it always happens, one decides to go for it. You can see his little legs disappearing into the hole.
In my over 20 years in the fire service, I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, and now the machine is disabled until it can be removed or at least made a little safer. The restaurant owner says he's inviting the family and firefighters back to dinner to tell their stories.
The school voucher bill to stop bullying has passed the Florida House in Tallahassee. If the bill becomes law, students who are picked on can transfer to private schools with government assistance. Now, Democrats have criticized the bill, saying it was creating another voucher program that would divert money away from public schools. Under the measure, parents would be reimbursed after paying for tutor and other services. Charter schools, by the way, are public schools run by private organizations.
A bill to permanently fund anti-abortion pregnancy centers is heading to Florida Governor Rick Scott's desk. The Senate voting 21-12 in favor of that bill yesterday. Florida legislatures have set aside money for the pregnancy centers since 2006, but the $4 million has to be renewed each year in the annual budget. Now, those who oppose the bill argue that the state shouldn't fund religious organizations or pregnancy centers that don't provide a full range of services, while supporters say that state would simply be helping care for women who chose to go through with their pregnancies.
A proposal to ban conversion therapy on minors is set to be heard by state lawmakers. Conversion therapy is a practice in which a doctor or a therapist attempts to change the sexual orientation of a person, often through prayer or counseling. Supporters of the bill say that most trusted psychiatric groups oppose the practice, but still some therapists are using it.
They were gay when they went to conversion therapy. Some of them lied to themselves and to others just to get out of it and said they weren't. But today they're all proud and out and openly gay. So I've never met anyone that said that it worked.
At least 9 other states have already outlawed conversion therapy. Neither the House or Senate version of the bill has been heard yet by a legislative committee, with just 4 weeks to go in the 2018 session.
And look at that, you are looking live at the Big Top setup for the Circus Arts Conservatory near UTC. Circus Sarasota is going to be going on. It is going to be running through March 4th. 32 different performances. They're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the modern circus. How cool is that? You're watching Kirill Rubkevitz, and he was doing one of his amazing performances. There's going to be a Wild West act, soccer dogs, high wire artists, jugglers, quick change artists.
Look at that. I could watch that all day.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
And you're going to be out there Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be there Sunday as the ringmaster, and you're there Saturday.
I'm there Saturday at 2, you're Sunday at 1 o'clock, so come out and say hi and see us live out our bucket list.
Yeah.
I'm getting to be a ringmaster.
32 performances through March 4th, tickets at $15, so
not bad.
That's out behind the mall at UTC off University. They've got the big top out there right now. So we'll check back.
We're both like, I wish I was that flexible these days. Oh my goodness. Lots to see, the modern circus.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Still ahead, first alert traffic and weather for the weekend, and you might be surprised how many sets of twins are at a school near Chicago. Some triplets too.
Just loading those up, and how parents are reacting to a new Weight Watchers promotion that's targeted toward teens. We'll have it for you in today's Health Smart.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather, and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We get some fantastic viewer photos in here, sent to pics@mysuncoast.com. Sent in from Lynn. We really appreciate this, Lynn Shepard, Casey Key. These are shots of contrails, and she sent in several of those, caused by, of course, aircraft high in the sky in a very cold sky, where the exhaust, which is filled with water vapor and moisture and heated air, cools and condenses and forms these wonderful tic-tac-toe pattern of the aircraft. ships flying through the sky. You know, the same thing happens if you look down from space. This is a NASA photo showing in the Pacific Ocean ships whose smokestacks create the same sort of effect. And they were used extensively during the wars to track the ship motions out in the open Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. That's kind of a cool shot there too, I think. Current conditions outside, 64 degrees. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there. 63-degree dew point. It's kind of a muggy start to the morning for this time of year, and will certainly end up the day with warm temperatures and kind of a humid feel to the afternoon air. And that'll be the case really right straight through the next 7 days. It looks like I don't see anything that'll stop that. East wind coming in at about 13. That's the big change this morning. The winds are out of the east, strong, pushing any kind of sea fog that might develop back out into the central Gulf and keeping it away from the shore. Yesterday, many places along Big Bend region, you really didn't have to go too far north, up into even St. Petersburg, were really socked in. And we even had some spots here on the Suncoast with some pretty thick fog during the morning hours. 69 degrees by 9 a.m., 75 by 12, and then as we head into the 3 o'clock hour, we will have cracked our way into the 80-degree mark in most every location. And by 7 p.m. tonight, 72 degrees. There is a chance of an isolated shower or two today. We'll only put about a 20% chance in the forecast. But because of high pressure sitting just to the north of us and kind of pushing the winds back toward the east, we can get a few scattered showers that are kicked up by a frontal boundary kind of meandering over the center part of the state. Get a few of those showers to be pushed back across the peninsula into our region. O'Hare getting heavy snowfall today. If you're traveling to central Great Lakes, there could be some serious airport delays today. Chicago, Detroit, Cincinnati, Cleveland, all in line for some airport delays. Frontal boundary kind of just eventually washes away. We're left with a sun-cloud mix that carries us right into the weekend. The only thing that I can see today is that isolated sprinkle that may come your way later in the afternoon. And they're not going to be widespread, and they're certainly not going to be heavy. They're really not going to be a big deal. All in all, we have a pretty nice couple of days and a beautiful weekend, especially if you're a warm weather lover. This is your weekend, no doubt about it. Warm right straight really until into the end of next work week. I think we'll see temperatures that'll be in the 80s. Temperature trend, in fact, despite the fact that we have this winds shifting over the course of the weekend, really aren't impacted all that much. These are low temperature trends, computer generated right straight through next week, and they don't vary all that much. So we're kind of in a regime of warm weather that is unshifting. Northwest coming in at 5 knots, shifting a little bit to the east tonight at about 10. We'll look for a light chop on your bay and inland waters with 2-foot seas. Pretty nice day for boating. Tomorrow as well should be a beautiful day for boating. 20% chance of showers, that's it today. Sun cloud mix, daytime high 81, mild overnight. And, you know, a broken record here. Saturday, the same thing. We'll get rid of the rain chance. Sunday, we'll bring it back with a little front that'll try to get a little close to us, but never make it. 81 degrees the high, 82 on Monday. You get the picture each and every day, including Valentine's Day, coming in with temperatures that are warm and very pleasant, but maybe a little on the humid side for a couple of those days. Back to you.
All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic at 5:48 this morning. If you're headed into Manatee County, the roads are looking pretty good out there so far. Starting to see a couple slowdowns as you come across the bridges and head south on 301. And then in North Sarasota County, those roads are still looking pretty smooth right there. You do have some congestion starting at 41 and Fruitville Road, as a little bit on South 41 as well. And then in South County, those roads are still looking pretty clear out there this morning. Again, 5:48, and that is your first alert traffic. In this hour's Health Smart, if you are seeing red this February, it may be that you're noticing women wearing the color for the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women Month.
And heart health includes knowing your stroke risk, and women have different risks than men. ABC's Kenneth Moten shares some of the risk factors for stroke.
Some of the risk factors for stroke: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and smoking. But there are some other factors unique to women. Did you start your period before age 10 or after 17? Go into menopause before age 45? Or have both ovaries removed? Then researchers say you may have a slightly higher risk of stroke. Other factors on the list: migraines with aura, problems with motor senses or vision, some pregnancy-related issues that bring on high blood pressure, diabetes, and preterm birth. And there's one method of birth control that increases your chances of stroke as well, the pill, since added estrogen and progesterone have also been shown to put you at risk. All the more reason to change the risk factors you can control. With this Medical Minute, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News.
Weight Watchers will be free for teens this summer. The company announced one of its goals is to help 10 million people adopt healthy habits. Part of that plan is to offer free membership to teenagers 13 to 17 years of age. Some say the epidemic of childhood obesity cannot be ignored, but critics say this could be detrimental to a child's psyche.
I'm a little bit of a mixed opinion, but I would say that it's really going to affect their self-esteem. Like my daughter's 12 and she already has a little bit of body image issues.
We cannot pinpoint just one thing that has sort of led to this obesity epidemic with our pediatric population or even our adult. It's a huge issue.
The company also says it plans to remove all artificial ingredients from products that carry the Weight Watchers brand.
A high school in Illinois is seeing double and even triple. That's because in their sophomore class alone, there are 44 sets of twins and 1 set of triplets. They shattered the previous record of 24 sets.
Anytime we have twins, we always give parents an option whether they want to have their kids in the same class or not. So I think that it no longer becomes that much of an option.
Now, some factors for all of these twins could be maternal age and access to fertility treatments. Regardless, the students said they are just excited to be a part of this record-breaking group.
Something in the water in northern Illinois there.
All right, I'm thinking.
Wow.
That is a lot of sets of twins. And even to have a triplet in one class, that's pretty unusual too.
The triplets are indeed, yes.
That is crazy.
All right, 5:51 right now. We'll have more news and John's forecast. And a look outside our window shows us the Rosemary District. We should see a high of 81 degrees right now.
Beautiful day out there today.
64 right now. More news after this.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
This holiday season, show a little imagination. For her, how about a visit to the spa or an evening at a fine restaurant? For him, it could be a round of golf on a world-class course or gear from the pro shop. You'll find these gifts and more at rtjgolf.com/gift cards. RTJ gift cards and resort cards are easy to wrap and never go out of style. Whether it's a good drive, a great steak, or relaxation at the spa, find it at rtjgolf.com/gift cards.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a multimedia producer for our morning news program. Strong and efficient digital, social media, and writing skills required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Not everybody loves Moat Marine's plan to build a new aquarium at Nathan Benderson Park. At least one Sarasota City Commissioner is disappointed that Moat will be taking tourists away from the city of Sarasota and moving the focus to Sarasota County. Details on that story at noon today.
A Northport High School student is in custody after police say he threatened to harm other students via social media threats. Police are saying that there are no threats to students today.
And the city and county of Sarasota will meet this morning at 8 a.m. to talk about our response to Hurricane Irma. The meeting's at the Suncoast Technical College in Sarasota County.
Coming up at 6 a.m., it is the 29th annual Gulf Coast Games kickoff this weekend. We have all the details of this year's games and all the events that you're going to be able to check out there as well.
All right, 5:55, more news and John Scalzi's forecast after this. Stay with us.